Who let the Tigers out? No, one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Back Yourself Podcast. Here, talking footy. Footy, baby. Origin is all done and dusted until the decider, and we are back to normal proceedings. Round 16 in the NRL is on the horizon.
You rather round 16
and
than Origin.
I would kind of want round 60 to come by, because watching some of these teams is truly torture, and some of the spreads of this round reflect torture upcoming. 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, 2.5 to end the round, baby. Titans, wow, you're only 2-point favorites. Fuck me.
Footy Dean's playing.
Quick shout out and honourable mention to the mighty Manly Seagulls, and there's not much mighty about them. The Bullfrogs, shout out to Matt and Chris Crius. And the Zerafos brothers, you can't get a week off from watching your Dragons, because those three teams have a bye this weekend.
You didn't go through all the Bulldogs shout-outs. Go on.
No, not in their bye round.
Oh, you don't go through big
No, next week. I'll have everything ready. It's a formalised process getting that ready. That's like the most time-consuming... the best teenager of all time.
Oh, yes, he was.
That's easy, but yeah, I'll miss out of those three. I'll definitely miss Dragons the most. Anything's possible with those morons.
Manly. At least they know.
There's nothing manly about them.
Yeah, they've given it up.
But anyway, Chrissy, we move on.
We do.
Thankfully,
no, it's the Tigers.
The Origin affected round is over, because that was some awful fucking footy, and I hope we get back to some good footy being displayed on our television screens.
Not like this one's going to be any better.
A lot of short price favourites, Chris. How are you feeling about the round upcoming, mate?
I feel like there's some good value, especially on those spreads.
Yeah, nice.
It's the beginning of everyone covering and losing.
Now, well, speaking of covering and losing, that's probably the best the first team can do, because to see them win would truly be a miracle on site. Shout out to Harry. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to you if you still want it, baby. And we start with ins and outs. The Tigers... Wow, Jerome Luai's named, but probably improbable to play after he played like Hercules in game one and still lost to Queensland with no players. So I think what we're going to be seeing is Heath Mason run out with Latu Fanu, and then I've officially seen everything in this sport. How about the Tigers forwards? What are they running out?
Paul's back.
That's massive. That helps a lot. Skelton's still on the wing. He looks much healthier than he used to be. Bole's back. Samuel Afanu, Seyfarth, and Twal. So there's a few reinforcements coming in, which removes a few morons. That helps. Karasal's tired from not playing in Origin, so De Silva Pereira comes on to the bench along with Sione Fanu, Latu Fanu, and Jack Bird, because, well, you always need Jack Bird in the 17 somewhere.
Of course.
Raiders running out the same 17. Unfortunately, Tamali Mack has gone down. We wish him a speedy recovery. And Jed Stewart, Ricky Stewart's son, makes his NRL debut on the wing. At this stage, Hudson Odoi is named to back up from his woeful Origin performance. A spread of 9.5, is that it?
Well, okay, look. This is obviously the
worth
case
mentioning. This is at Campbelltown Sports Stadium, a.k.a. the Fortress.
This is obviously the case of stating that they think Luai will play. Obviously, without Luai, this will be much more.
How in God's name is Luai going to go from Perth to Campbelltown?
Look, I don't even think Hudson will play.
I think they're both out.
So, like...
It's actually malpractice forcing cunts to back up from Perth 2 days after.
Agree.
That's not right.
Well, look, the Perth game usually is on Sunday, so we've got to think of this round a little bit different. Usually Perth's on Sunday, and they don't play until the next week, Thursday. So they already fucked us over, and they fucked these two over, at least. Luai wasn't expected to be there in the first place, so I doubt he plays. So to your point of, is 9.5, is that it? I agree. That is not enough for these idiots. Tigers are woeful.
Yeah.
Raiders are hot. Raiders keep winning when they shouldn't. And they keep playing good footy. And their forward pack should be able to go through Tigers very easily. Tigers do get some reinforcements back, but you're playing a very good Raiders side. And I think they just keep marching on. I will take the -9. And if you want to take it now, because it's not going to be 9 on the day, because we assume Luai won't play.
I'm worried.
But Paul?
I'm really worried. No, I shouldn't be, but I am. Because you stated something very important in your analysis, Chris. You said they keep winning games they shouldn't. Now, they realistically should go out and murder Tigers, shouldn't they?
So they're going to lose a game that
they will go win by 2 or some garbage. Because they haven't actually had a bye this whole season, so right? And what we've seen is a lot of teams, when they're playing good footy, the bye comes at a bad time and it fucks up their momentum. Now, what worries me about Tigers is we've seen Raiders score like 3 converted tries in 10 minutes against heaps of teams. And Tigers are definitely a candidate of team that could concede that
100%.
on Friday night. Is this a game Canberra really going to go out there and fire up for? I don't see it, but the mismatch in the forwards is too big for me to even sniff
Well,
Tigers.
Hudson doesn't play. Who plays second row?
Sasangi.
Oh, God. Okay. It's getting a bit dire.
Can you go late 9 with Sasangi?
Yeah, I don't know about that. They do have Jack Bird.
How are they going to contain fucking Papali and
How are Tigers going to
Tapine?
score?
Yeah, they can't even score. Yeah, they're literally running out Latu Fino and thing.
How are they going to score?
I'm sorry, this is Raiders a pass. There's no reason to
Unders.
take Tigers. Yeah, maybe unders with Tigers go out valiantly and lose 30-6. Moving on, shout out to my G's out there. The Waz, baby. They had a bye last round and we definitely missed them. And I know Waz Nation missed them as well.
I missed them.
But I probably will miss them at 3 p.m. on Saturday because I'm not watching this Panthers team run out this line.
I have to.
I'm sorry. Waz. Graham Taufa is named in the centres
For Capewell.
for Capewell. Rogers on the wing with Dallin and Pompey in the centres. Chansey at fullback. The Dally M medalist to be still running out in the 7 jersey. Niokore in front row. Halasima starts with Laban in the back row. Aaron, because Capewell obviously is not even been named. It's too hard for him to play from Perth after his 10 out of 10 performance. Tamara Martin, Jackson Ford, Vai Malga and Stuart Smith on the bench for Warriors. So running out more or less the same team that covers every single week. And
Penrith on the other hand.
this is where it gets vomit-inducing for the Penrith Panthers. Dane Laurie, Tom Jenkins, Tungo, Casey McLean, Alamoti's back for you. Blaze Talangi and Schneider, who made Dylan Lucas look like Sonny Bill Williams 3 weeks ago. Moses Leota, Mitch Kenny, Lindsay Smith, Sorensen, Isaiah Papali, Matty Eisenhuth, Trent Talau, Liam Henry, Patea and Garner. 13.5 on the point spread. Is that enough for the Panthers B team to go out and cover against the Warriors team that truly, I don't even think would respect their opposition in this case?
Yeah,
So
that's the problem. And I think this is where you're thinking of the Tigers game. Raiders don't give a fuck. They're just going to go let Tigers win. I think it might happen in this game. Look, I'm telling you, like I said, I think in the preview or the review of the last podcast, Ivan's lucky to be there, let alone the rest of the team. Like, it's truly just a B-grade team. It was kind of like when I think they played like a preseason game in Sydney, and they were due to be in Vegas, and Ivan wasn't here. They were all in Vegas, and I remember you taking them and they raped Manly. It's can you really go past it? Not that I think Warriors will lose. I think Warriors will win, but 13.5. You might even get 14 on the day, if not 15, if not 16. Who the fuck's going to back these bombs? But if you look at it individual player-wise, look, you go through every single one. You go 1 to 5. You're like, they've all played before. They've all played Penrith before. You go to Spine. Those two have played before. The forward pack, they've all been great in their own right at certain times of the year. The second rows aren't bad. You still got, look, the second rows, Sorensen and Papali'i, on their day are probably better than Halasima and Labert on their day. Will they actually show up? Who knows? They have much more experience. Are they that awful? I would take the points.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points.
too
Let's
many.
say, like you said, no one's going to back these bums the whole fucking week.
Yeah.
Right? This is the first time Warriors are actually laying a bunch of points.
Yep.
And they are doing so missing Barnett and Capewell. And I know Egan's back and he didn't play the Sharks game. And I know you guys destroyed Sharks. But that was more of an ambush environment, in my opinion. And I feel like Warriors will just be happy with any kind of win in this game. I'm not sure I see the motivation for them to go and win by 50.
And
right?
the biggest thing you would say, and I would say as well, is what happens after a bye. Bye came at the worst time for Warriors.
Yeah.
They usually don't come back great. And can you expect them just to go and run riot against a Penrith team that, yeah, they're all B-class players. Yeah, they will probably play New South Wales Cup next week. But I just don't think they'll play bad. I think they'll play good together.
Same.
And, yeah, I'll take the points.
Yeah. There's enough non-regular first grade players in this Warriors team as well. Like, for example, Graham Talfa, Halasima, who's gone, but
Laban doesn't play all
still
the
young.
time.
Laban,
Tomorrow.
Valmega, Stowers Smith, And there's enough first graders and experienced veteran players in this Panthers team that I'm like, well, you're not going to go and win. No one's saying they're going to go and beat Warriors, but can you just pencil them in to lose by 50? I don't think so. And when you end up getting 15 and a half by the time kickoff comes around, I would actually take the points with Penrith. And
these 3 games are all contingent of each other, right? Because they're all 12 and a half and they're all on the same
before
day.
I say anything else, though, this is probably the biggest scheduling L of the fucking season for Penrith.
Oh, yeah, we
I
forgot to
actually
mention.
feel really bad for these cunts that they're trying to make a top 8 push and you essentially have handed them a loss before the game's even started. You're going to go from Perth to fucking Auckland? You couldn't give them a game at Combank for them to at least have... You couldn't give them the Sunday game at Combank?
You couldn't just flip this around?
That's disgraceful.
And Warriors off a bye? You got to add that in as well.
You're giving them Warriors off a bye in New Zealand for literally 72 hours after 6 of their best players go and play in Perth. Of course they're going to lose.
Of course, it's an automatic loss.
How much better would this game be if it was on the Sunday and the Penrith boys were all backing up and Capewell was backing up and it was Waz v Penrith?
Yeah, it would be great.
What would it be in Combank? Maybe like close to a pick'em?
Yeah.
I'd love to watch that, and I'm not excited at all to watch
No, who cares?
Schneider and co run out and go lose by 100 again. All the G's in the comment section, you guys let us know your confidence level.
Scheduling error.
Is there a bit of you that's like, oh, well, this game's a little bit of a trap game?
No.
I have seen bigger upsets in the sport, but from what I've seen in terms of the consistency of the Waz, I don't think the result is in jeopardy for them.
If some of them backed up, maybe. If Cleary was playing, which he won't play maybe for the next couple of weeks, and Edwards was playing, I'd be like, yeah, maybe it's a trap game. But
I don't think they can lose to this.
I don't think you can lose to this. No way.
Speaking of
can't
Perth,
lose.
Kalen Ponga and Hammer Time remain in Perth for the 5:30 fixture on the Saturday, where the Knights take the show on the road and play the Dolphins all the way over in Perth for no fucking reason. And the bookies are giving the Knights as good a chance of winning as they are giving the Panthers B team, because we got 12.5 at 3 p.m. and we got 12.5 at 5:30 p.m. And ins and outs, there's a few key ones actually that might play in the favour of one of the teams. Hammer Time named to back up at this stage. Other than that, Dolphins are running out the same 17 that win 150-0 every single week for the past month. There's a brand new player in Newcastle. Shout out to Dominic Young, the trader, who's come crawling back and knocked on the door of Adam O'Brien and begged for a spot back on the wing.
I wish you did.
After playing Knights 7 days ago and barely beating them, God, that game truly still keeps me up at night. Kalen Ponga named at fullback and captain to back up from Origin. Dom Young on the wing, which sees Fletcher Hunt drop out of the 17. I'll truly miss him. I really like him.
You missed best.
Bradman Best returns at the centre position, which is very key for this side.
It's not.
That literally can't score without him. Fletcher Sharp also returns at 5'8". So we got a 1 to 6 of Ponga, Dom Young, Dane Gagai, Bradman Best, Greg Marju, and Fletcher Sharp, which is much better than what these losers have had in the past couple of rounds. Jack Cogger, of all players, keeps his halfback position. Don't worry, that'll probably change next week. Tyson Frizzell returns from his 50th concussion of the season to play front row. Hopefully he doesn't get concussed again. Matt Croker, come on. Adam O'Brien is starting at front row. Jaden Brelly at 9. Dylan Lucas, Pierce Paul. Crossland's playing lock. I almost made it to the bench without shaking my head at you cunts. Brodie Jones, Thomas Kant, Jermaine McEwen, and Celesi Laumanona. 12.5, Chris. Are the Dolphins that legit that now they can be laying 12 on a neutral after laying 5 to that Cowboys team last week?
It's not Dolphins, it's Knights. Those forwards. Oh my God. Look, the only reason I'll take Knights is because Dolphins can't get worse forwards and still be as good as they are. Because truly they don't have 3 of their best forwards there. And they're, still better than Knights this week.
Molo, Nichols, Finifuyaki, Keely, and Donahue.
Yeah, shit.
That's not what it was supposed to be.
No, but they're just playing on a high, right? But this Knights pack is going to show no resistance. That's probably the issue. I mean, it's atrocious across the park. Other than Dylan Lucas and Pierce Paul
and Frizzell,
the rest of them. The bench especially is just...
It's scary.
It's probably the worst I've seen in a while. So, look, Knights have a few things to lead on. They have a few things to lead on. They have sub-forwards back. They have their back line back, which is probably the most important part because they can't score. But will they leak too many points through the middle? Look, Knights probably lose this game by 6. I'll take the points because... Holy fuck, their forwards are so bad, bro.
Do I really think Dolphins are that good of a side that they go out and win by 50 and you can just assume that they can win 13 plus every week? No. Do I think you're getting Knights at a good time because someone has to 10-peat soon and they are fucking candidates like they're every other year? Yes. Is it a big help that Punga can back up for these cunts? And do I expect him to back up? I really do, especially considering the game is in Perth and he's already there. Fletcher Sharp and Bradman and Tyson Frizzell are massive ins. And it's probably a week they're going to need all three of them because to match up with this Dolphin side, this was the win and get in game from last year in the final round where Knights got the chocolates and essentially held the Dolphins scoreless. And they're pretty much running out arguably a better 1-7 now that Fletcher Sharp's in the lineup to that game.
Not really. There's no Leo.
1-7.
Oh, 1-7. Okay, sorry.
1-7. And for Bradman to come back in the nick of time to match up with Herbie Farnworth, I think it does even the playing field a little bit. Do I expect Knights to win? Fuck no. I don't. But do I expect them to go and lose 13 plus? I don't either. No. So you got to take 12.5. Like on a neutral field, what would you have the spread at in this game? 8. I'll have it at like 7 or 8.
Like Dolphins have been hot enough, and it's 3 p.m. Like you got to give them at least 8 points.
I would say 8 is fair. So the fact that we're getting 12, I think you can only lean the one way. And
unfortunately,
can Knights truly go out there and score and win?
They can score.
Can they win?
No.
I think they can.
No. They'll score, but maybe just enough.
I feel like people's perception of this Dolphins team has gone a little goofy because Dolphins have met no resistance in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, but Knights...
Dogs quit on them.
Knights are not going to give any resistance.
And Cowboys, wow.
Yeah, but it's not like that pack is not going to give any resistance.
No, I'm saying that. Knights, they have it in them to be worse than all those teams. Yeah. But this iteration of Knights...
It should be better.
This was the iteration of Knights that raped Dolphins with all their forwards in week 2.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. If they go and play Cowboys with this lineup, I'd take them. So
yeah, exactly right. So yeah, I'm putting Knights under duress. Fuck it.
No.
You can't go and give up.
Yeah, you can. I thought it would be Sharks.
There's no duress with Sharks and Manly for the rest of the year. I'll strangle them.
All right, South.
Well, that's a good transition, isn't it, Christy? To the third 12.5 game
of the day.
Super duper Saturday. The South Sydney Rabbitohs host the Melbourne Storm coming off a bye after covering and losing for no reason against Bulldogs. And the ins and outs are as follows. Melbourne have everybody backing up and want to go and destroy the existence of South at 7:30 p.m, including Harry Grant, Cameron Munster, Trent Liero, and Stefano hilariously will probably back up as well. Oh my God. The bench.
The bench is like old times.
Wishart, Nelson, Asafa Solomona, Kamakamika, and Bronson Garlic.
It's like if they had Hines and Brandon Smith.
On the South Sydney side of things, this Wayne is legit playing a fucking comedy show out here.
Yeah,
Latrell is named to back up at fullback and captain the side on Saturday night. Campbell Graham's still on the extended bench for no reason.
So is Koloamatangi. So is Cody.
So is Koloamatangi and Cody Walker. So those are key. Lewis Dodd is currently named to play 5'8" with Jamie Dumfries, which is concerning. Moali to start in the front row as it stands. Talis Duncan and Ewan Aiken in the back row with Hubner at lock. Ryan Gray, Sean Kepi, LeBlanc, and Totola on the bench. So this essentially screams to me South's going to lose 250-0. In the event that Koloamatangi, Cody Walker, and Campbell Graham all smuggle into the 17, I feel a lot better about their chances of potentially covering. But if this is what South's run out, they're dead meat.
If that's what South's run out, this is the one that like you could take 24 and they won't cover it.
Yeah.
They're dead.
Oh my God, Melbourne looks so fucked.
Melbourne have everyone. Like, this is almost full strength.
Outside of Warbrick, which I don't know where he's disappeared to, Melbourne are full strength, 1-17.
Yeah, South, like, it's coming.
I'm not sure there's much more to say. If Melbourne just rock up and they try their hardest and try their best, Souths are going to die.
I think if they try for 20 minutes, they cover 12.
Same. Lewis Dodd. Aiken, Hubner.
If Dodd plays, book it in right now. If Dodd plays, Truly, this is unmissable TV. This could be the greatest the same game multi ever.
Every single Melbourne player to score.
All 1 to 13.
Yeah, I'm sorry, South. So I just
No wonder Harry played 80 today.
yeah. Nah,
He might play 10 minutes.
is there part of me that thinks Melbourne's motivation is like not going to be there to?
No, because these guys keep losing.
Yeah, no, South. Sorry, guys, you're dead. Good luck though.
That's a good way to end it.
2 p.m. sharp.
The All Blacks are back,
Oh
baby.
my
The
God.
Brisbane Broncos. Shout out to them.
Have you seen their new logo? It's also black.
After dismantling Titans, go into their bye round and think they've really accomplished something special, and now they host.
Your Cronulla Sharks.
Wait till you see this.
If you're happy to claim them, and let's talk lineups, baby. Karapani keeps his wing on the spot after scoring a hat trick. Outside of that, Broncos really look the same.
Why would you change a winning formula? I mean, they beat
Titans. Manly couldn't do that. On the Shark side of things, the back line is intact. These motherfuckers are 1 to 17, aren't they?
Of course they are. They're the
Yeah,
Parramatta.
conveniently, yeah. They're 1 to 17. A bench of Atkinson, Calhoun, Rudolph, and Hamlin Ueli. And the starting 13. The back line, this will be the first game of the year, I think, with Katoa and Ronaldo both playing on the wings.
Yeah, but no Eero, so Talakai's in there. But
Yes.
that's all right.
Yeah, this is
the old backline with Talakai and his boy.
boy on the left
Yeah.
side. So, a spread of 4.5, Chrissy.
Can the Sharks go and spring a random upset against
Oh yeah,
the All
yeah.
Blacks?
This is one of my thoughts of upset alert. It won't be because there's one other game that's just too good, and too good of a watch, in my opinion, to actually not put it as upset alert. Because I know as a viewer it's going to be great. Sharks are in a perfect position to go win. Brisbane think they're good. Brisbane think they're gone. They're going to wear all black. They're at home, 2 p.m. Yeah, no. Now Michael Maguire has set a team that all of a sudden they're good and they're going to win the comp and they're going to come back.
They're so impressive.
They're so impressive against Titans, and Sharks are going to be like, you cunts of shit, no all good. And Sharks will probably put a really good performance in. Everyone will say, oh my God, look at them. They're back, guys. They're back. When they're not, because they're shit. But they will beat Brisbane. And the reason for this is just this is how Sharks operate. Now everyone's written them off, and now Brisbane is none the write-off. Now everyone thinks Brisbane's good again, which means Sharks go win. So I
despise everything about this game.
yeah, because you hate both teams.
No, because I know, like, I hate tapping into your weird false narrative bullshit things.
But
that
you
talk
believe
about.
it. That's
but
what-
I know that it actually applies in this game in every way.
Because it's Brisbane.
Now everyone thinks the Broncos are gone because they beat Titans, and they're going to completely absolve them of the last 20 weeks that they lost and gave up. And now no one has time for Sharks, but after they beat Melbourne, everyone was willing to lay 15.5 with them against God knows who they played. And after all that, all the nonsense that both of us just agreed is going to like play out, I think the spread's right. So
Yeah, the
I'm
spread's
good.
you can't put Sharks favourite.
Yeah.
4.5 is about right. I actually thought you were going to get 6, but I wasn't that fortunate. It's the right spread. Sharks are 1 to 17. Sharks should be pissed. Brisbane think they won the comp.
It takes a lot for me to just completely not be interested to bet in a game, and this is one of those.
No,
Where-
but you have to take Sharks with me.
Do I?
Yeah.
You might have to return the favor.
I know.
2 hours later.
Yeah, I know you're going to make me take, but I don't, like, I despise them.
Yeah.
I actually said this last week. You know what's incredible? I know you're going to say who you're going to say. What's incredible is I said to you, I can't lay 6 with this team ever again.
Yeah, I know, but you have
I'm
to.
going to have to now because you're going to make me
Yeah.
take them.
Is the true value of this game on Sharks getting 4?
Actually,
knowing
overs.
knowing what Brisbane's capable of fucking up.
Oh, yeah.
I think. Who do you think we have a potential to learn more about in this game?
Sharks. If they go there and give up, they're done for the season. If Brisbane go win, maybe they're back. Maybe. Because you got to add to this team Ben Hunt as well. Like, so you're going to be like, all right, maybe they'll be better.
If Brisbane defeat them convincingly, will you
And then I'll
be
be like,
open to the idea that they're actually okay?
yeah. But if they lose, it's the same Brisbane.
If Brisbane lose, holy shit.
It's the same,
That's really bad.
same
I actually
Broncos.
think, and this is part of what makes this game annoying, is Sharks can really go there under the radar with a strong 17
Yeah.
And a lot of the expectation and pressure will be on Brisbane because now everyone thinks they're good again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're 4.5 favourites,
But
right?
they're also 80 minutes away from being thrown into the fucking dirt again.
Think about it. They're only 6 points worse than the Titans were, that's incredible. That's how much they think they're back.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone thinks of Sharks, right?
I don't know. I really don't have a lean aside. Gun to my head, I might take Sharks just because you're getting points and I don't trust either side.
Overs.
I don't even think these cunts can score, to be honest.
All right.
But we move on to the most exciting game of the round for me personally.
It's not.
Shout out to Bunzi, shout out to J-Maz, shout out to all the Cowboys fans out there.
Yeehaw! There's nothing exciting about this. You know how much we should actually get?
This is great.
Before we get into it. If Cowboys fans truly love their I haven't seen one Cowboy. If Cowboys fans truly love their team, they would always be in our comments talking shit.
Yeah, they don't.
But they don't.
They know we're right.
I don't think they know we're right. It's just they don't actually have fans.
No, they have fans.
Because we called out Warriors and
all
everyone
we do is
comes...
talk about fucking... How can you keep picking Vilea?
A case in point.
Exactly.
What
So
are we
they agree
saying
with
wrong?
us.
What are we saying wrong around here?
Remember at the start in the preseason?
That's what it is.
In the preseason where we were like, Cowboys are awful, and the fans were like, well, you guys don't know anything. Our team's actually really good.
Yeah.
Where are they now?
Okay, no, you're
They
right.
give up
People
every
just
week.
don't like when we're right.
Yeah, of course.
People are very quick to tell us when we're wrong, but when we're right, it's just like, oh, fuck.
Well, where are all the Cowboys
we
fans?
just won't comment on them
I thought they were a top 8 team. Why are they 6.5 point underdogs this week?
because they're awful.
Moving on to ins and outs. Tupa still playing. That's good. Billy Smith, Robert Toya, and Nwanga Nitawase with James at the fullback position.
Marky Mark playing week?
Yeah. Because Dom Young's been omitted from the squad.
Yeah. I want the white.
They left him in Newcastle after winning.
He left his stomach in
Sandon
his balls.
Smith, Sandon Smith and Savala are playing in the halves again. Fahu
Fun
White, Lindsay
boys still
Collins,
out.
Connor Watson, Angus Crichton, Sia Wong, Faketi, Iolu, Doka Clay, Steve Lendu.
This is very key for Roosters.
Thumb boy still out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very optimistic about their chances.
Ah,
And shout out to Barnsey. You'll agree with me here. There's no butchers in this lineup.
Oh, wow. And Bakers. That's a first.
And Victor's been omitted
Oh, really? What's a first?
as an ethical decision by Trent Robertson.
He didn't make this. Didn't he go to an
He
independent?
appealed it.
He went to he literally went to
No,
an
he didn't.
independent.
He didn't. But in my opinion, that's a pretty strong 17 that Roosters are running out. No Egan or Nat Butcher, that helps as far as errors go. And
Collins is playing.
all of the
Origin players are...
set to back up on the Sunday. On the Cowboys side of things,
They shouldn't back up.
Scott, Derby, Labert, Vilea, Taulangi, Purdue, and Dearden.
Derby,
the halves
Labert.
pairing.
Derby Labour. That's all I heard.
Derby, Laban, Vilea.
Fuck me, I love Cowboys. Yeah. Jordan McLean, Reece Robson, Cohen Hess, Bateman, Nanai, Cotter, Harrison Edwards, McIntyre, Nemo, and McKaylee. Jason Tamalolo, unfortunately, with another calf strain, he'll be out for a little while. 6.5, is that it?
No wonder you like this game.
These guys literally lost 58-4. Now they're only 6.5. I think for all of Roosters' stupidity and ineptitude...
Stupid.
I'm not done. Ineptitude, stupidity, lack of discipline, lack of focus, lack of
Stupidity.
professionalism, lack of mental fortitude, concentration, respect for themselves, respect for their fan bases, respect for ethical practices in the workplace. They are still coming up against the Cowboys team that literally would quit at the fucking side of their opposition. So whoever has it in them to take 6.5 with Cowboys and cheer for them, you're a better man than me. I'll never cheer for these cunts. Really, that's all I have to say.
I don't know if I can talk. Fuck this thing. This game's so funny.
Fuck, it's so good. Because either way, right? If Roosters cover, you're like,
Wow, Cowboys are bad. But if Cowboys cover or even somehow win, like, what do you even say about Roosters?
they're so bad. Now, I think like
Roosters have been waiting for a team to just go and lie on the floor in front of them.
Will they lie on the floor?
I think Roosters will crack 40 points.
Wow, you think Cowboys are just going to lie on the floor? You
Yeah.
think they've given up?
Yeah, I think they're done.
Between
How do you look across the locker room after last week and go out there and fire up?
Okay, but they didn't have their origin players.
They were no good when they had them.
will they give in?
And their Origin players, they don't necessarily defend any more than the previous morons.
No, they don't. They're going to give in, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we have to take
I would lay 6.5.
I'd lay 10.
I would lay anything up. I genuinely think this is a good game to lay an alternate huge spread.
13 plus?
Yeah. 19.5.
Jesus Christ.
Roosters team total maybe over 40. What's that paying? Probably at least $5.
Cowboys are that bad.
Yeah, I think there's a massacre coming. Because
Wow.
I'm just
Cowboys fans, look away.
I'm not sure what the motivation is.
For Cowboys at this stage.
They
of the
don't
year.
have motivation.
They're just not.
Aren't they
They're
in
not.
the A?
They're not present.
I don't think so. God, I hope not. They're 10th.
They're close.
They're right around the mark of all the other morons that are competing for an 8th spot, but they are on the down. They're minus 106 point differential.
They're almost...
They're worse than Para, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know.
Eels. After they went to Melbourne and lost 700-0, they're worse than often Para.
Only Titans have a worse differential than these cunts, and people wanted me to.
Fucking say they're good. They're shit house.
And their differentials.
We can't talk about differential.
Their
because Warriors are involved.
differential's only going in the same direction. They're dead this round, I think.
All right, I'll take Roosters for you. But fuck, this is going to be comedy.
Who would you?
Well, you're going to take Cowboys.
That would be hilarious.
I wouldn't take Cowboys at 15.5. I truly think they're going to get massacred.
All right, I'll believe you. I'll take it for you.
All right, and I'll return the favor in the next game. The
Oh,
Parramatta
well, this
Seals
is easy.
are hosting my Gold Coast
Oh,
Titans
man.
after beating the dog
I
piss
should
out
have
of
saved
Manly
my
last
laughter
week.
for this Parrot thing.
Para have a bye, and
Look shit up.
They might not want to come out after the bye because a Dylan Brown suspension and a Mitch Moses injury sees them running out a very different side to the one that lost on the King's birthday last Monday.
Your kid's birthday.
Lomax at this stage set to back up on the wing.
He'll
For the
play.
Eels, Penasini, Sean Russell and Josh Adokar round out the back line.
God.
Joash Papali'i and Footy Dean are your halves pairing, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Jack Williams, Riley Smith Jr., Barlow, Kelma Tuolangi, Cal Toga, Jermaine Hopgood. D-Walks, Dury, Greg, Samrani.
Mate, they're getting points against Titans on the.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I almost fell out of my seat. What the fuck, Riles?
He has nothing.
What the hell is this?
He has nothing.
Yeah, he has nothing, all right. Jesus Christ. What is that lineup?
It's a shame we have to take him.
We don't have to do shit.
Yeah, we do.
On the other side, looking for back-to-back wins. AJ Brimson, Khan Pereira, Judge of Fafita, Phil Sami, Alan Fitzgibbon, Foran and Campbell, Jolliffe, Ferrells, Campbell Gillard, Chris Randall, Firma, Cleese Haas, Alex Sauce, Isaac Fasua Malawi, Tino Fasua Malawi, and Mo Fodawaker. So the two Origin boys named on the bench.
He'll play.
And they looked 10 times better without them last week, which was hilarious. A spread of minus 2.5. Who would have thought Titans would be laying points on the road, but that is the nature of what Eels are running out there. Will you be sounding the alarm? Get the alarms going.
This is my upset alert, lads. I'm not going to scream too loud.
I'm upset to hear it.
Why?
Fuck me.
This is the only reason is price. There is no reason in any capacity, in any universe, that Titans should be favourite on the road against anyone. I don't care who's running out there. It's Titans. They have the worst differential in the comp for a reason. They're a shithouse team. Yes, they beat Manly last week, but Manly were awful. And I know this. This is, you know what? I know you don't like narratives, but I'm going to make you get into another one, just for me. Who did Titans defend last week?
Manly.
Who typically has a really good offense and
Manly?
and who has probably the worst offensive players all combining in one game this week?
Normally I'd say Knights, but this week it's Para.
So who are the Titans going to conveniently just concede some points to this week?
Probably Para.
That's essentially my exact point. I know you guys don't like me playing the narratives, but I'm sorry, but this is just how outcomes happen in this sport. Titans are going to defend like they are Penrith from 2 years ago against Manly at home, go to Para, play footy Dean and concede. And if once Titans start conceding, it's over for these cunts. It's done.
Okay. I'm sorry, mate. I can't get there.
You're going to take Titans.
Truly, I had 3 amazing candidates for under the rest this week. Number 1, and probably the least amazing of the 3, was Knights, which I went down that road because I truly want to cheer for them. And I think they're going to run out a high-powered offense, but there's nothing sharp about it compared to the other 2. Number 2 is Roosters because if what I think about Cowboys is true, they should win by 200. Number 3 is actually Titans.
Yeah. You can't lose to Para.
It's how can you go and give this Eels team a win?
I agree. But
You know?
Titans will pull it off.
But I actually completely disagree with your pricing narrative.
It should be worse.
How can you only be $1.70 favourites to that Para team? Which we saw them without Moses literally be the worst team in the league. And now you're also taking Dylan Brown out of the equation as well. And you're replacing them with Joash Papali'i and Footy Dean.
It's Titans. Did you see them 2 weeks ago?
If they were good enough to beat Manly last week, convincingly that they were, they should be good enough to go, I think, win 13 plus.
Did you see 2 weeks ago what they did? Against the All Blacks?
Like you said, the Broncos can do that to anyone. In a situation where, like, how the fuck are Power going to score? Titans will give them a couple tries, right? But outside of Titans giving them 2 free tries, how realistically are they
You're
going
only
to score?
giving me 2.
I'll give you 3.
I reckon they'll score 4. It's Titans. They can't defend.
I'm not sure Power are equipped to actually contain what Titans will throw at them.
Yeah.
I think Titans can score like 26.
Kick to Lomax.
And I'm not sure Power can get more than 18. So by the sheer virtue of that, I would lay anything up to 5.5 with Titans. I'm not sure why this is not like, they're not $1.50. Power are awful side.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
It's Titans, though.
they've been playing better, don't get me wrong, but acknowledging what they are without Mitch Moses, they're awful.
Yeah, I know. They all become a little bit shit.
Taking Dillbags out of there as well, don't get me wrong, he's been no world beater, but it's who you're replacing him with. You can't just throw 2 kids in the middle of the park against, Brimson, Campbell, Foran. There's like experienced players that have had a lot of reps together. And there's just Riley Smith, he played less than 10 games. A young guy's played probably less than 15 games.
I think all the Queensland...
Across the spine, I don't think you have more than 50 games of first grade experience.
Sunday is going to be the massacre of Queensland.
Yeah.
From Broncos to Cowboys to Titans.
Well, this could be the round that Queensland get massacred.
No,
Knights can pull through.
Knights can't win.
Yeah.
Knights won't win anything.
I love how you've just concluded that they can't win, but
No, it's Knights.
I'm sorry, Chris. I think you're making a horrible mistake. You're thinking of it all one-sided of, Titans are this and that. But
it's Titans.
I don't think you've actually sat and considered what you're putting your money on as far as power. Like what they will run out and dish out. They genuinely don't have anything.
Seabass, you and me together, mate.
Shout out to
We're going to win.
There's ambassador of Eels, Seabass and Joel. I think I trust Joel will come in the comments and be like, we're fucking have nothing.
Yeah, well...
And truly... If I know Seabass like I think I know him, he will also say we have nothing.
They're getting points.
You need more than 2, mate. You need at least 6. This power team has nothing.
Well, who's going to back them?
You.
Yeah, but
that's
obviously...
And that's it.
Yeah, so let's wait. Wait!
I'm making the executive decision. I'll take Titans minus 2.5.
What if it's 6?
Then I'll take power.
Yeah. I'll take it at 4.
But anything less than 5.5 is only one way you can play this.
No
Eels.
way. It's Titans.
They don't have anything.
I'm not scared of Titans. In any capacity. I know they can fuck it up to anyone.
I'm sorry, mate. Not this power side.
Oh, yeah, they can. It's Titans. If Titans fuck it up, they're
If
going to
power
come
ran
last.
this lineup out for the whole year, they would come last and maybe have 3 wins by the end of the year.
I think you're underestimating the power of Titans quitting.
Why would they quit? They legit just won.
Yeah, but
This is the convenient time of the year where they keep covering.
it's going to be... Yeah, but they'll start covering next week. When they play some inbred that they shouldn't cover against, that's when they win.
And especially, like, Riles is bringing on Dury and Co. And they're bringing on Tino and Fodawaker. I'm sorry. I know that Power are going to give up.
Let the best man win, my
Let
friend.
the best man win, mate. You guys let us know who's going to win this round,
Titans.
who's going to cover. The Waz, I want to hear from you. Sharkies fans, if you still have a glimpse
Cowboys.
of hope, let us know if you have any chance against the All Blacks on Saturday. Cowboys fans, will you give up? I think so.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! Para fans, Seabass, Joel, I want to know what you boys are thinking in the comment section below. Tigers fans, Harry, can you even put your eyes on the TV on Friday
No
night?
way.
I'm not sure I have it
And
in
Knights,
me.
you guys are going to
Knights, don't get a bit twisted. You can't score. Shout out to all our fans out there. Hope you guys are enjoying the pod. Peace out. We'll see you in the review. Make sure you tune in. I'm sure it'll be a good one.
Peace.
Adios.